What is up guys, my name is Chase and today we are going to be talking about the Backbone controller for iPhone. So this is a product that I've heard about a lot in the past. I've honestly never felt like I needed it really badly or anything. I just never felt inclined to buy it. But there was a sale on Amazon going on and I finally decided to just bite the bullet. I ordered it and when I finally got it in my hands, I have to say I was actually quite impressed. First off, the build quality of this controller is very nice. You know when people say you get what you pay for? I feel like the Backbone is a perfect example of that, because out of all of the third-party controller accessories I've ever used, the Backbone is honestly one of the most premium feeling ones I've ever used. Just having your phone in it, it just feels like a very solid accessory. I don't know, just like the overall material, like when you hold it, it just feels like a very solid mobile controller. Now in terms of the actual buttons, the buttons are very small and clicky. I would say very similar to the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. The analog sticks and the triggers feel really nice. Once again, the analog sticks I would say is actually quite similar to the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. The triggers themselves actually have a bit of travel, which is nice. And of course you get two bumpers at the top corners. The D-pad I feel like feels really nice on this controller. I could actually imagine using this D-pad for 2D side scrollers. I mean overall the best comparison I can give for the Backbone is like Nintendo Switch Joy-Con for your iPhone, which I think is a good thing because it feels very premium. However, you do also get these custom buttons on the bottom, which I think are meant to integrate with the actual Backbone app on your phone. I've never used them and I will say it's a bit confusing to even know what these buttons mean. And also these buttons might be mapped for different menus in different games. Now because of the constantly changing phone market, I imagine it's quite difficult to make an accessory like this where iPhones are changing every year. And it definitely shows because included with the Backbone is a little adapter to use with the iPhone 13 and iPhone 14 models. I'm not gonna lie, that seems like a pretty rinky-dinky solution, and for the most part it is just a little piece of silicone that you slide onto the Backbone, which does honestly worry me because it feels pretty loose and the piece can actually come off very easily. However, you do actually need this adapter for it to work properly with the iPhone 13 and iPhone 14. Plus with this particular model of the Backbone, you are stuck with the lightning connector, and with Apple pretty much confirming that the iPhones are going USB-C next year, I am kind of feeling Monka-esque that the Backbone is not gonna last till next year. However, they do also make a USB-C version of the Backbone, so you are basically stuck with either the lightning version or the USB-C version. Speaking of ports, there are actually some pass-through ports built into the Backbone. There's a lightning port which you can use to charge your phone while using the Backbone. Also, you can use that lightning port to plug it into your Mac and actually record your iPhone gameplay while using the Backbone, which is really nice. And there is a 3.5mm headphone jack so that you can plug in some headphones or speakers or whatever. So I guess technically you can use the Backbone in place of the headphone dongle. But overall, I was just very impressed with the design and build quality of the Backbone controller. It feels really nice to put your iPhone into, and it feels really nice to play on, which is just really great. Now one thing I mentioned earlier, but we have to kind of talk about, the elephant in the room is the price of the Backbone controller. As of this recording, the Backbone retails for $100 US, which is very expensive for a controller. I mean, even compared to the crazy prices we are paying for controllers right now, the Backbone is definitely up there as one of the most expensive controllers. And speaking of which, you can actually just pair your existing controllers with your iPhone or Mac. I believe now you can use all of the major gaming controllers with either iOS or Mac. So the fact that the Backbone is even more expensive than those controllers, it's a bit sus. And because of this super duper expensive price, it has me worried about the longevity of the Backbone controller. With how often you have to open and close the Backbone, I wonder what will happen if the springs wear out on the Backbone, or most likely what happens if the future iPhones are completely different shapes and it just does not fit in the Backbone anymore. So I will say that one of the biggest things the Backbone has going against it is the price. But after all this, what about the main reason that the Backbone exists? Mobile gaming. I think the Backbone works perfectly fine for pretty much any iOS game that supports a controller. I love setting up the Backbone for any iOS games because it's just super duper simple. Literally all you have to do is pop your phone in there, start up a game, and it will automatically detect the Backbone as a controller. I mentioned this on my iPhone 14 gaming video, but I love using this controller for something like Genshin Impact, where it's like a big world that you can explore, and you just use the controller like you're playing any other video game. Also, here's a pro tip. I mentioned earlier earlier that there is a Backbone app that you can download on your iPhone, you don't actually need the app at all. In fact, I think you need a paid subscription to use the Backbone app, so in my opinion, just don't even bother with it. You can still use the Backbone with any game without having to pay for the app, so there you go. Overall, I'm honestly very happy with the Backbone. I'm glad that I bought it during a sale so I didn't have to pay the full $100 for it. I mean, the expensive price does mean that you are getting a very high quality product. I think this controller works very great for mobile gaming, and it's honestly just very cool to feel like you're still holding a controller while playing mobile games. So in my opinion, this is probably one of the best solutions for mobile gaming out there. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Backbone controller. For now, thank you so much for watching. My name is Chase, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.